Long ago, in a land where magic moved like wind through ancient forests, there lived an old wizard named Aldebran. With a long silver beard, a wooden staff, and eyes full of gentle wisdom, he was known across the kingdoms as a protector of balance. But even with all his knowledge, there was one spell he had never completed. The spell of eternal harmony, and to finish it, he needed the mythical Ruby Ring of Asterion. The Ruby Ring was said to rest inside a living magical castle, a structure that shifted its halls and changed its rooms with every sunrise. For centuries, no one had been able to claim the ring, for the castle only revealed its secrets to those with a pure heart and unwavering determination. One night, under the glow of a crimson moon, Aldebran felt the castle calling to him. He tightened his robe, grabbed his staff, and began his journey. When he reached the towering castle gates, they opened on their own, as if recognizing his presence. Inside, Aldebran walked through shimmering corridors lit by floating candles. Runes glowed softly along the walls, whispering ancient magic. The air felt alive. Soon, he encountered a small blue, fluffy creature with tiny wings. It stared at him with wide yellow eyes. "Are you here for the Ruby Ring?" the creature squeaked. Aldebran nodded. The creature spun excitedly. "Follow me," and immediately ran face first into a column. Aldebran chuckled and followed the little guide deeper inside the castle. As he continued, Aldebran met glowing sprites who danced through the air like tiny stars. They tried to help, but each one gave a different clue. One insisted the ring was hidden in a library. Another claimed it was buried under the kitchen. A third shouted confidently that the ring was inside a teapot. Aldebran thanked them with a smile, though he knew most of their hints were wonderfully useless. Further ahead, the castle tested him. Illusions of shadowy beasts leaped from the walls, but he calmly struck his staff on the ground and dispelled them with a warm golden light. Doors sealed by riddles opened when he answered with patience and understanding. Floating stones formed staircases beneath his feet, carrying him to new heights within the castle. In a quiet chamber, Aldebran found a small fox-like creature trembling in a corner. Its fur sparkled like crystal. Without hesitation, Aldebran knelt beside it and whispered a healing spell. The creature's fear melted away, and it transformed into a radiant spirit. With a grateful bow, it pointed him toward the final path. At last, Aldebran reached a grand chamber suspended in midair. The walls shimmered like stardust. At the center, floating above an ancient pedestal, hovered the ruby ring. It glowed with a deep crimson light that pulsed like a heartbeat. The wizard approached slowly. As he reached out his hand, the entire castle held its breath. The ring descended gently into his palm, accepting him as its bearer. Warm energy spread through him, filling him with courage, clarity, and peace. Aldebran stepped outside the castle just as the crimson moon disappeared into dawn. Standing on a cliff overlooking the valley, he raised his staff and whispered the spell of eternal harmony. The ruby ring shone like a rising star. Magic rippled across the land, calming storms, healing forests, and restoring balance to every corner of the realm. The old wizard took a deep breath of the morning air and smiled. His journey was complete. The world was safe once again, and with a soft chuckle he said, "Now, time for breakfast."